Hello everyone, welcome to our channel BISP Solution. Now let's start our today's session. Uh, so this is our today's topic, a small topic that is dual unit of measure, right? So today we'll cover only one topic, uh, the dual unit of measure, right? So in our Oracle Fusion application, we can use the dual unit of measure feature for creating the order, for pricing, manufacturing, for receiving, for picking, packing, and shipping of an item in the primary unit of measure. Right? We have already discussed about what is primary unit of measure and how we define. How can we define the primary unit of measure while creating the item in product management, right? But we can price it in the secondary unit of measure, right? So so you might need to create order, transfer, outsource, or buy an item in unit of measure, and that's different from unit of measure that you use to price and invoice it, right? So it means whenever you create a item, you define a primary unit of measure and the secondary unit of measure, right? So primary unit of measure, you can order it, you can price it, you can manufacture it. Like you can create an item as a unit of measure as each, right? And you can receive the item and you can pick and ship in the item in the unit of measure as each. But but you can price it as a secondary unit of measure like a pound, right? Pound is a weight, right? So you can price it and you can create an invoice based on the secondary unit of measure, right? As per your business requirement, as the business application, as per your requirement, right? So for example, you can price a fish by the pound, but you can sell the entire fish to your customer, right? You set the price still by a ton, but ship and receive it by the sheet, right? And you price a paper by the pound, but you can ship and receive it by the roll, right? So both are different. You receive the item, you ship the item as the unit of measure is roll, right? As an example, but you price it, your paper, as a pound, right? So this is a concept of dual unit of measure. You can set a primary unit of measure as a each, right? As a roll, as a sheet, right? And you can set as a secondary unit of measure by price, right? Like pound, ton, right? So this is a small concept in our application, right? So this is an overview of setting up a dual unit of measure. We will see only some basic information, basic setup, and rest of the things you already knows in our supply chain management, how to create the sales order, how to create the purchase order, how to set your unit of measure, right? So assume you sell an item, like item name is sushi tuna is a fish, right? And you price it by a pound, not by each fish, right? You set the price it by pound, but you are not set, but not set as a each, right? This is a pricing unit. You can set as a secondary unit of measure, right? And you need to set price it as a secondary unit of measure, right? And this fish is good example for good dual unit of measure because this fish is naturally varies in size, right? You typically sell each fish as, right, as each this sushi tuna is a one fish each, but you price it by its weight, right? But you price it by a weight. You sell this fish by a different amount because each one has a unique weight, right? You need to track the item in the primary as well as the secondary unit of measure throughout the order fulfillment life cycle, right? You can see on the screen, the unit of measure, primary unit of measure, that is each, right? And you can track, and you this unit of measure, primary unit of measure, you specify this unit of measure that you use to stock and sell the item. You already knows that the stock in an inventory, you said the inventory you can use as a stock maintaining, right? So at that unit of measure, at that inventory, you can set your unit of measure as a each, right? And second one is tracking unit of measure. You can see the tracking unit of measure, so you can set as a primary and secondary, right? So specify how to track your on hand balance, right? If your set is primary and secondary, then you are telling your order management that that item is 12 unit of measure item, right? This tracking, right? This tracking unit of measure, it means you set that primary and secondary, it shows, it set it that you are telling your order management application that you set our item as a dual unit of measure, right? It means that, right? And next one is pricing. So secondary, so it means you set, specify whether you can set your primary and secondary unit of measure for pricing unit. If you set use secondary, then pricing the order line, when you confirm the shipment, whenever you confirm the shipment, at that time you're pricing our item as a secondary unit of measure, right? Hope you understand what is primary unit of measure and the tracking unit of measure and the pricing unit of measure, right? And the secondary unit of measure, you can set that is pound, right? And in our application, that is our weight, LP. LP is the code for the pound, right? So while creating this item, you have to set that primary unit of measure, tracking unit of measure, pricing for our order management. You have to set unit of measure. What is the conversion, right? And what is the secondary unit of measure? You can set at the item level, right? We will see this concept while creating the item, right? And the next one is conversion, how to manage unit of measure interclass conversion, right? So you can create our conversion rule between the primary unit of measure and the secondary unit of measure, right? For example, you can see on the screen, you can convert the 0.25 of the secondary unit of measure to the 1 of the primary unit of measure, right? It means this sales order, you tells to our sales management, order management, that how to convert from primary to secondary when it's price your fish, right? You convert your item from primary unit of measure to secondary unit of measure. This is conversion rule. This is also will see in our application, right? And the next one is this corporate segment price list. This you can set our price, our item in this price list, right? So we can use in our order management, there's pricing administration work area, right? You can add this item, this fish item, to a price list, right? We have already seen how to set our item into a pricing list, right? So such as that corporate segment price list, right? In our you can see on this screen. So in this pricing, you can specify our this unit of measure, that is weight, and you can set the pound as a primary, right? You can set our unit of measure, primary unit of measure for pricing is pound, is weight, right? So in this way, the pricing will price it by the pound, not by the each, right? You can also specify the base price, such as you can set the 2 USD, 3 USD, 5 USD is the unit of pound, right? And you can also changing by this charging by the 2 USD, right? Right. So the first one is while creating the item, you can set it. The second one is you can set in our setup and maintenance, that is unit of measure inter-class conversion. You can convert your unit of measure from primary to secondary, right? And the third one is you can set our item into price list, right? So in this price list, you can set the primary unit of measure is pound, right? So that will use in our order management, right? For pricing, for creating the invoicing, right? And the last one is runtime, right? So we use the order management work area to creating the sales order. You can see in the runtime in creating the sales order, to add the item, to use the dual unit of use measure, and then submit our sales order, right? So this is the task in our order management while creating the sales order, right? So this order management creates and send a request, a shipment request to our Oracle shipping, right? So this Oracle shipping creates a shipment and populate this request quantity, and the you can say the primary request quantity and the secondary request quantity according to your conversion rule. You set our conversion rule in our interclass conversion setup, right? And then you use the inventory management work area to create the pick wave and confirm our pick ship, confirm the shipment, and then inventory management send the confirmation to our order management, right? And then order management send the order line to our Oracle receivable. You can say the AR, accounts receivable, right? And you can use the fulfillment view in the order management work area to see our fulfillment line status is shipped, and you can also create the invoice in our AR, right? So this is a high level picture of this dual unit of measure. Start from the creating the item in our application in product information, product management. So at that time you have to set our unit of measure. First one is primary unit of measure and second one is secondary unit of measure. At that time you have to also describe our uh, tracking unit of measure as well as our pricing unit of measure at the pricing level, right? After setting up this item level, you can set this unit of measure interclass conversion, right? From conversion from primary unit of measure to secondary unit of measure. And at the you can also define your item at the pricing list, price list, right? At that time, at that time pricing list, you have to set our primary unit of measure as a pound, right? And after setting this one, whenever you create the sales order, so in our order management you create the sales order, right? And you can add the item, and after submitting the order, this sales order, the order management request send to our shipment request, shipment request sent to our shipping, and this shipping creates the shipment and the populate our request, right? And this inventory management create the pick wave and the pick ship, and confirm the shipment, right? And after this confirmation, the order management send this order line to our AR, this account receivable, and our account receivable you can create the invoice, right? This is the unit of measure. So this invoice, while creating the invoice, system use this pricing unit of measure, that is pound. that is weight, right? That we already describe in our item level, that is secondary unit of measure, that is pound, right? So this is a normally this high level picture of this dual unit of measure, right? So while set up this dual unit of measure, you can create item, right? So let's create an item, and after that we will discuss about this order, right? So let's create one item. So first we create the item, later on we will see this interclass conversion and this corporate segment price list, and after that we will see this order manage this sales order and inventory, right? So let's create one item. So this is our application. So in order to create item, click on this navigator. Now go to the product management, click on this product information management. Right. Now click on this task list and click on this create item. Right. Now let's select our operation, that is item master, right? So go with the item master, and this is our finished good. We have to select our finished good. Where is finished good? Yes, this is finished good, and right. So this is the basic information, and this is our item master, and number item is one. We are going to create new one, and this is our class, item class, right? And click OK. Yes. Right. Now let's define the item name. So what is the item name? You can also define over here, like define st underscore fish, right? Let's copy it, define the same in the description, right? And item class is root item class, and everything is automatically populated, right? No issue. Now, right. So this is our subject area. You can say this is our uh, main area for dual unit of measure, right? So this is primary unit of measure. This is EA. EA means each, right? And we have already set for this primary unit of measure, and this is tracking unit of measure, right? So let's define primary and secondary. So this will inform to our order management that this item carries, and you can say this item follows this dual unit of measure feature, right? And what is our pricing? And pricing is set by primary, you can set, and what is conversion? You can set conversion is both, right? And what is secondary unit of measure? So secondary unit of measure, that is LV, that is weight, right? And what is our default control? That is fixed. So this is our basic unit of measure. You can also set over here that pricing is secondary. Suppose our primary is EA each. So you set our pricing level is each. And suppose you set secondary. So this pricing unit you set this pound, right? But let's go with the default value this pricing, right? Now let's go over specification. So under manufacturing, we have the manufacturing. The structure item set is standard. Go with the standard, right? Now go to the sales and order management. So sales product type you can set goods and let's select goods. Either you can leave blank, no issue, right? And this order management transaction enable yes, and this invoicing is yes, and invoicing enable is yes, right? So and this is shippable yes, so no need to read about this specification. Now go to the association. We have to associate this item to our child inventory. So let's search it out. What is our child inventory? There is no any. Wait for a while. We have to set the item level actually. So where is item organization? Where is the item organization? I don't know why. Where is the item organization? Suppose we have the 400. Think 430 is not. We don't need that 425. I think 425 is our. Let's search for 425. Sorry, we don't have. Now go with the this detail. We'll see if any issue caused. Right. Let's finish code and apply. Right. Done. Right. So we have defined our master level and inventory level, right? And the rest of the things we don't have required, right? Now click on save and close. If there is an issue, we'll go with some another organization. Now our item gets created, no issue, right? Let's check it out. So item is st underscore st underscore fish. Sorry, we have to define our root item class. That is our root item class. Now let's search it out as t underscore fish. Search it out. Right. So our item gets created. Right. So done. Now let's we have created. Now let's created this item. Now let's go to our interclass conversion. Right. So we have to define this conversion between the item's primary unit of measure and the secondary unit of measure, right? So click on this setting and action, click on this setup and maintenance, click on this task list, click on this search, and we have to search manage units of measure or inter class conversion, right? So click on this task. Now this is our 425, but it is not populate here. Now let's go with this 001, right? And now let's create this right. So we have to search our item. Let's have to searching over here. Item is st underscore fish. Should be fetch, yes. So this is our item, right? And this is item description. And from base unit of measure, we have to define. So what is the base unit of measure? That is uh, search it out. Weight is our unit of measure, right? And what is the conversion? So we are converting 0.25, right? So to class is quantity, right? So it means we are going to sell our bucket, right? Each of this fish average about you can say the 4 pound, right? So we are going to convert our unit of measure that's are in the two different class, right? The weight class and the quantity class. This is our weight class and this is a quantity class, right? So we will create an interclass conversion, and you are this unit of measure are in the same class, right? And the use we are using this weight and converting into the quantity, right? So this is our interclass conversion. So click on save and close. Now we can set our pricing. Done. We have set this interclass conversion, this one, and this is our pricing list. So let's see, this is also one task, right? So we have to go to this navigator. Under the order management, click on this pricing administrator. Click on this task list. Go to this manage price list. Now let's search, that is corporate segment price list. So select the record and click on this edit icon. Right. Now click on this action and click on this add row. Right. So we have to search our item. I think our item is not fetching over here. Let's see. ST underscore fish. Yes. Our item gets fetch over here. Click OK. Right. So this is our item fish description over here and the pricing unit of measure. Right. This is our EA. We have already defined this pricing unit of measure is EA. This is primary, right? This is our This is our primary unit of measure, and we have already set our primary unit of measure as a pricing unit of measure, right? And the line type is by, and we have one more option is this primary pricing unit of measure, right? So we have to enable this option, right? So this will telling the pricing to use the value that are set at our pricing unit of measure, right? Now let's click on this create charge. Here you can create our charge, right? Suppose this is this pricing charge definition, right? This is our sales price, and what is our calculated method, that is our price. What is our base price, you can set over here. Suppose our base price is like 5 USD, you can set over here, right? And you can also set our start price. This is mandatory field, we have to set over here, right? And you can also set this allow manual adjustment, right? So the market condition probably vary every day, right? So let's your user adjust the price manually, right? So you can check this checkbox, right? And this is also, we have already seen our order management related setup, right? How you can set our item in our price list, right? We have already seen these all things in our supply chain management order management application, right? So you can set, click on save and close. So this is a basic setup for this dual unit of measure in our application, right? From creating this item in our product management, right? And later on we have to set this interclass conversion, and we have to set our item into our price list, right? And after that you can create this order, like purchase order, sales order, right? You can set this order line, right? So in our procurement application, we have already seen how to create the purchase order. So at that purchase order, you can see this item as a dual unit of measure, right? In the same way, in while creating the sales order in our order management, you can also set you can also see this unit of measure, dual unit of measure, while selecting this st underscore unit of measure, right? This st underscore fish item, right? So this is our order, the sales order, right? You can create the sales order in our application, right? And later on, we can manage in our inventory, like so. This is our item, and this is our uh, quantity. You can set this is our quantity. 3 is the quantity, right? So this is our primary quantity. You can set this is the example. Let's see, this is an example of this st fish, right? The sushi tuna is the fish. That 3 is the our quantity, right? This is our primary quantity, right? And this is our unit of measure, right? This is case of 3, right? This is our primary unit of measure. This item is each, right? You can change it as per your unit of measure, that is primary unit of measure, right? And this is secondary. You can see this is our secondary unit of measure, that is 36 pound, right? What it means, what it means is 36 pound. We select only 3 as a unit of measure, primary unit of measure. But 36 is pound. What is this? Right. So it means one case contain 3 fish. Right. And one fish, you can say it, one case contain 3 tuna. This 3 tuna fish. And each tuna fish equals to 4 pound, right? 4 pound. It means 3 tuna is multiplied by 4, right? So the each case is weight is 12 pound, and this is 3 case. One case is equal to 12 pound. One case is equal to 12 pound weight, right? So multiply by 3, that is 36 pound, right? Hope you understand what it means, right? So secondary unit of measure, that is weight, that is pound in our uh, this unit of measure. And you can set our sales price is, suppose we set 2, so 36 multiplied by 2 is 72, right? So this is our order line. In the same way, we can set our catalog line, right? Hope you understand this one, right? In the same way, we can set in the inventory, right? So suppose this were fish, and the requested quantity is 9, right? And the secondary requested quantity is 36. This is our unit of measure, primary, and this secondary unit of measure, right? So whenever you submit our sales order, the sales order creates and send our shipment request, right? And this shipping creates and shipment request and populate our request to our according to our requested, right? So this inventory management manually creates a pick wave and pick sleep and these confirm shipment, right? So at that, this is our pick sleep, right? So at that time, this is our requested quantity, and this is our secondary unit of measure, right? And the same way, uh, this is our sales order. So after confirming this shipment, the status is changed into the awaiting billing. This is already our we already covered this topic this while creating this sales order awaiting billing, right? So awaiting billing, we have to create this invoice. So our invoice is created in our AR. AR is nothing but is account receivable, right? So this is our invoice number and invoice amount, right? This is our billing, right? And in the same way, we have some features of what is the features. We have the dual unit of measure, right? So we use this dual unit of measure to simultaneously track our item in the primary unit of measure and the secondary unit of measure throughout our order to cash O to C process as well as P to P process, right? Including the order management, inventory management, procurement, and the manufacturing as well, right? We capture the actual weight of the item that you sell, transfer, purchase. So you actually price, actually create our invoice, right? Our cost, this item, right? And it also provide a price estimate at the time of the sales and purchase, the maximum value according to the exact weight that you ship, that you receive, right? Right. In some cases, the weight might be changed between the time you acquire the item and you sell the item. Right. For example, for producing the some item might lose some weight through the evaporation while it's site in the inventory. So your weight is just before you ship, and the price it will wait the secondary unit of measure. Right. At that time, you realize at that time you realize your benefit of this dual unit of measure, right? That improving the accuracy of the pricing, that you change in your customer, right? You charge your customer, right? And you charge them uh, according to our quantity that you actually ship in a secondary unit of measure. You billing accurately so that you increase our probability of maximum profitability, right? To improve the accuracy of your report, right? You increase your revenue and improve your customer satisfaction, right? This is our also benefit of this dual unit of measure, right? So this is a small concept in our manufacturing, and you can say in our supply chain management, right? So thanks for attending this session. Thank you so much.
Recording stopped.